today we're gonna make the BB8 cake topper and candle. Since everybody's in the Star Wars mood, everybody's having parties and everything, I decided to do this. So you're gonna need two balls. That's gonna depend on the size you want to make him. So you need a ball and a little one. So I'm using these pictures. Then I found it on the internet. I didn't watch the movie. I'm sorry for the fans. But I'm gonna put it up here too for you guys to know if you want to know what the pictures are so you know how to draw them. The first thing we're gonna do is cut the smaller ball in half. You just pick the size you want to make for your cake. If you're making a candle, you make a little smaller. If you're making a cake topper, you make a little bigger. And you just need two sizes of balls. So it's gonna depend on what you like the best. So I'm gonna cut this. If you're making edible, you can use a styrofoam, but if you feel uncomfortable for that, you can use Rice Krispies, and we just cut that in half. So now we have his body and his head. I open my biscuit dough. It's a cold porcelain. So I'm gonna put a little glue, and we're gonna use the dough. I didn't tape me opening the dough because you guys saw this 1,000 times and this video is gonna be super long. So I'm just putting the glue all over the ball, and now we're just gonna clean our hands just a little bit, and we're gonna cover the ball with the material you're using. If you're using fondant or gum paste, you use that. But since I'm making a candle, I'm not using edible materials. But it's the same steps for both materials. Doesn't matter if you're making edible or not. I'm getting all the excess in one side, and we're gonna smooth your hands. Try to use the palms of your hands, not your fingers, so don't get fingerprints. And we're gonna cut the excess off, and we're gonna use our fingers and our hands, rolling pin, anything that you feel more comfortable, to try to smooth as much as you can at this ball. Doesn't need to be 100% perfect, because you're gonna put so many details on the top of it, then it really doesn't matter. But you want to try to smooth it out you know, as much as you can, so you don't see any details after and you say, oh yuck, I should have done that. Don't be lazy right now, and then you just get a little mark that's gonna, get your eyes all the time. So I'm just getting the excess off and rolling my pin to get everything smooth, or dropping everything. You know how it is. And then I'm using my hands and I'm just frictioning it together, because the warmth of your hands making the cold porcelain gets very smooth. Be careful if you don't have anything on your table, or if you're not getting any other color or dirt or anything. And we just gonna smooth it out until we have a ball that we're happy with. So I'm using the phone to leave my ball on the top so it doesn't stick on my table, and I'm gonna open a little bit more to cover the other half, the one that we cut in half. So I'm using the rolling pin just to get all the excess to the bottom, because you're not gonna see that part, so you want the top part to be as smooth as possible. I like to use the rolling pin when I'm opening, but be careful on the edges. You see, sometimes if you are not really careful, you can rip everything there in the corners. So be careful to don't do that too. And use the palms of your hands to get everything that you don't want, fingerprints, marks, anything. And then you use the rolling pin again just to smooth everything out. Here we go. You can use a table. I'm using a glass now on my table, that is really helping. I don't know if you guys like to open fondant on the granite or on the glass. So now I'm just speeding up, but I'm just smoothing it out. I just didn't want to cut anything. I'm just making everything look smooth, and getting the excess right there in the middle and the bottom, so I can cut it off if I need it. I can leave there if I need a little bit more space between the balls. But that's why it's a little fast. I'm not doing anything. I just didn't want you guys here sitting watching me try to make everything smooth for 10 minutes. Nobody deserves that. So that's why it's fast. Now we go back to the reality mode. We're gonna open a little orange, And with the cookie cutter then fits your ball, we're gonna make a circle. You can try to make a circle by hand or use something to cut it. The size is gonna depend the size you're making. You just try to watch the video first, and then you know what size, and always have the picture that what you're trying to make. So I have a picture of the BB8 in front of you. I have my cell phone, as I told you guys and I showed you. So now we're gonna place that circle right there, and we're gonna start putting him together. Always try to use the palms of your hands. Don't try to use your fingers, just if it's necessary, be very gentle. So you see that I have there in the center, and always I use this piece of foam, the hard foam with the craft foam on top, to hold everything that I need to dry, because I feel that if I put in any other place, it's gonna dry with marks. And I just use a wood skewer or marshmallow stick, go through it to hold it. So I'm putting a little glue, and we're gonna place his head next. I'm sorry, it's a little out of the video. I haven't made a video for so long, and I'm a little out of, didn't know where the camera should be, but I promise it's gonna get better. But you guys not missing anything. I'm just gluing the head, and now I'm making different. I have different sizes of circles, because he has two big circles on the sides and two smaller ones. So that's what I'm using. Now I made a bigger circle, and I cut another one again in the middle, because he has just an outline orange on top of his head. So that's what I did. You can cut that with a X-Acto knife or the scissor if you prefer. And you just place right there. And now with the white, we're gonna mix with a little black to mix gray. I didn't have gray made, and I kind of don't have all the colors because I bring this dough from Brazil. So it's not always that I have everything. So sometimes we mix to get what we need. So I'm gonna make two circles. We're gonna make another with the cutter, and you can make a smaller one with a smaller cutter, or you can just make a little ball with your hands. Since I'm making a candle holder, I'm making the second bowl with my hands like that, just a little bit, and put it in the middle, so it's a little bit thicker and it's gonna hold the candle for me. Or if you don't want to put a candle, you can put his antenna, because he has a little thing in his head. But I'm gonna place the candle right there. Yes, I do not glue the candle, because if you want to reuse it, you can just get that candle after you use it and put a new one. So now I made a little black bowl, a flat one, to make his face. I know that I'm gonna jump in a little, is because this video was very long. He has a lot of details, and I want to show you everything. So I made the bigger ball in black and the little one, but I will put it up here again, the link for the picture that I'm following. So you just look at the picture and follow the details. Now it's just cutting circles and placing them together. That's what we're gonna need to make basically until the end of the video. But it's very hard for me to show exactly what it is. So you see my phone there, you can see it's open, and I'm just following what's there. It's not hard, it's not difficult, it's not, like, it's pretty basic. You just need to follow and put it in the right places. So that's what I'm doing. I'm looking at the picture, cutting circles, seeing the sides, then I need more, and just putting all the details on him. Now the circle is a little smaller, but I didn't have a cutter than I wanted the size, so I used the cutter that I have, and I just opened up a little bit, because in the picture those balls on the sides, they are a little tiny bit. So I'm just being sure, since I didn't cut the cutter, then both sides are the same right now, and then I place on the other side. So even if you don't have the cutters, make a circle on the paper and then cut. You don't need to get all. Just gonna make one. So now I just open a strap, and now we're gonna cut pieces. And again, it's gonna be easier for you guys if you're following the details on the picture, because he has a little pieces, then it's very skinny, a little pieces and a little bit wider on his face, all around. So that's what I'm doing. I'm looking at the picture, he cutting the size of the piece I need. I'm using a scissor, so I'm just doing that. Cut a little bit more, making the shape that I'm seeing in the picture and placing next to it with a little glue. And that's what I'm gonna do all around him, right there. You look at the picture, see the size you need, put a little glue and put it there. So that's why it's a little speed up, because I didn't want to not show and just leave the picture. I want you guys to see it. But that's why I'm looking at the picture, cutting a little piece and putting in place. And that's what we're going to do the whole time. I'm sorry, my table is a mess. I had a birthday party to decorate the weekend after made this video, so you can see Superman and Wonder Woman everywhere. If you guys want to see that too, how the decoration went, because probably now the party it's already over when I'm putting this video up, I can make a video showing you guys how pretty it looked. And see, I'm just keep cutting and gluing, and that's why I think the best thing is for me to put the picture that I use, so you guys can have those 4 pictures around you and you can see in all the 4 sides, because I was looking everywhere and I couldn't see all the sides, and then I saw this toy selling somewhere and then I cut it. So now I made a circle and I just make those 4 V's shape right there. You don't need to do that if you don't want it, because you're gonna put a circle on top, but I wanted the shape. You can just make a smaller one, but I thought then it would look more like the picture like that. And with a little gray, we're gonna make that detail right there as a button. And again, I know that's hard to see it now, but if you look at the picture, you're gonna do another little circle and we put it in the middle. So now we're making his left side, and then we put all the details like that. I'm not showing how to cut it because it's so small, we're not gonna be able to see it. But if you have the picture, you're just gonna, cut the detail, put it there. It's like a puzzle. Cut the detail, put it there. Just follow the position and the colors. Just take your time, and just keep putting like a puzzle. I normally show everything, but this is very hard because it's full little details. But I still want to show you guys making for you to see that it's not like really hard. It's just full of details. So you look at the picture and you keep making it. Just take your time, and I'm pretty sure you can make it that for your kid, for your son or your husband. Because here in my house, my husband's crazy about Star Wars for years. He probably would steal the candle if it wasn't for a little boy. So you guys can make it, I'm pretty sure. And I know that I just said, and I bring from Brazil, but you can get a air dry clay anywhere, even Michael's, Joann's, any craft store, and you can use it. And I'm just making the circle with the cutter, placing inside, looking at the picture to make the details. And it's basically orange, white, and gray, or a little black. Then you can, get black and then mix them together. So you don't need to buy a bunch of colors. And I'm just making a little those details. Then I'm looking at the picture for that side and put it on. I'm speeding up a little because it's hard for me even to say anything because it's just full of little tiny details. Just use the scissor, use the things, the tools that are gonna make easier for you to get the shapes that you see in the picture. But it's basically a puzzle. Time consuming, but looks pretty cool. And if you don't want to make it, if you want to buy one, I sell them on my Etsy page. You can go to the end of the video and it's going to have a link there for you too. And you can buy one for you if you have a son or a husband or anybody that loves Star Wars. So we keep using the dough and opening to make all the details. Don't forget, if you're using any type of air dry clay, don't leave your clay open. Just always put it in a bag because it's gonna get dry. If you're using gum paste and fondant too, because it starts cracking after a while, making some cracks effects, and you don't want that. You want everything smooth. So I'm just finishing the details from the last side. I use the cutters, I use my hands, I use anything that's gonna look like what I need to make. So now I'm making a bow and just cutting in stripes because that's the detail that was right there. It was like a bow, but it's not together. So I made a little circle and I just click them together. So now we're just gonna finish that side and we're gonna need to let it dry. See, you just keep putting out the details. You can even look at more pictures and have more details. I think I got a bunch, and I'm just making a snake, and I'm gonna place right there under the between the body and the head, just because I want everything to look smooth and finished. So I'm just placing right there, and I'm just being sure that I don't have any excess and everything the way it is. And now we're gonna wait to dry, because if you try to paint or do any detail when it's warm, like the dough is warm or it's wet, it's not gonna work. And now with the Sharpie or anything that you like, you're gonna draw all the details. And again, look at the picture. I'm gonna show you how I do it, so for you to see that I'm not using anything special. I'm just looking at the picture and making all the marks. It has a bunch of little balls and some, lines and some details, and that's what I'm making. Uh, it's hard for me to show every single side, but just look at the picture, then I'm gonna put it there, and you guys gonna see everything that you need to make. Just be sure that you're doing the right side, because he has the side that's the front. When you see that little black ball is the front, and then you have the other three sides. So if you just follow um, the picture, you're gonna know where you're going, and just keep going. I'm not using anything special. I'm just using my hands and not using a ruler or anything. I'm just making the details. I'm looking at the picture, and we almost done. It's super simple. It's just take a little time because it's full of details, but they gonna love it. And after they sing the happy birthday, get the candle off, and they can play with that. It's not edible. It's cold porcelain, so they can keep it forever. And you can even reuse in another birthday. So if you need one, you can click in my Etsy link. If you want to make it, here's the video. You can make it. You can make it with edible materials. You can make with no edible materials. You can make even with Play-Doh. I never try to use Play-Doh, but I keep making Play-Doh things that I'm normally using my dough for my kids. So I'm pretty sure you guys can do it too. I just not sure if you Play-Doh one dries cracks. I think it does. I tried to make a rose other day, and I think my daughter was crying because when it was dry, it was a little cracked. But I don't know if she did it or if it did it by itself. I should try. We should have a video just checking if we can use it, because Play-Doh we can find everywhere. So that's what we're gonna do. All the details with the Sharpie. Just be careful when you drawing things. The line's kind of still wet, so you don't smear anything. And we're done. I'm just getting a little red because it has a little red and blue button and one of the sides that you're gonna see in the picture. So if you wanna even put that detail, I like it to do it as much as I can. So that's why I changed my colors. And just checking if everything, there's another red right there. I'm gonna open, and you guys can make it and give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and let me know if you guys want to learn another cake or another party. Now I'm decorating parties, so I have a bunch of new party favors, centerpieces and things, and it's very cool to learn too. With the chalk, it's a pastel color, pastel chalk. I was making him dirty, but it's totally, you can jump over the step if you don't have it. You don't need to buy it. It's just because my husband said that he was too clean, and that in the movie he's a little dirty. Since I didn't watch the movie, I didn't know. And my son was like, he's too clean, mommy. So I'm just using the pastel chalk too. I just draw a line and I smooth my fingers just to make him dirty with gray and brown. That's how you make that dirty color, like rustic color. And he's done. You can even spray some varnish if you want to keep it shiny, and keep it forever. They can play. Just be careful to don't drop on the floor, because I think it's gonna break. So I hope you guys like this video. I'm gonna be trying again to place more videos. It's just that I had that party to make and it was crazy, but I hope you guys like this one. And then the beginning Monday, probably gonna have another video for you guys. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and all the information for this video and all the links are gonna be down below. And if you like it, just give me a thumbs up. And if you need the pictures, it's gonna have the link. And if you need a candle, ooh, if you need a candle, you can go to my Etsy page and you can find this one and a bunch of different ones that I make with cold porcelain. And if you don't have the time, or if you don't want to make it, you just want to use for your party, you can have it too. um, I hope you guys like it, and use the pictures if you're gonna make it. And I'll talk to you guys pretty soon, and I'm gonna have a lot of different type of videos too, but I promise I won't forget the cakes, because somebody sent me an email. It's like, you may need to make another cake. They want another inside out cake, and I promise I will make sadness as you ask me. So I hope I will talk to you guys soon, and I hope you like it. Here, let's turn him around to show everything. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you didn't subscribe yet, don't forget to subscribe to have more videos to watch. Thank you so much. Bye.